Tribune is going to face you. I'm here today with my co-host, Mr. Clark Finley, and it is a very busy day in the politics, and I wonder, oh, I always wonder why people always thinking the government is always thinking that we are not we're not being able to. Why the government wonder why we don't believe them, why we don't trust them. But let me tell you, my friends, is I'm sure you all know about this because we always late with this stuff. This cynical attitude of these politicians and these government entities, it is really an insult to the intelligence of the human being. Bill Clinton met in a plane with U.S. Attorney Loretta Lynn, but they didn't talk about his wife's investigation because they talk about grandkids. Well, first of all, they talk about grandkids, and then he remind her that he's the one that suggest her to be the district attorney somewhere in New Jersey. And then when Eric Holder was leaving the U.S. attorney, I guess somehow he let President Obama know how good she is, reminding her all these things that he done for her. They don't have to talk about the investigation that she is conducted on his wife. They don't have to. Why would they do that? They would not ever disrespect the American public by talking about something like that. All he got to do is remind her all the things he did, and I think she already did that, right? She already said it is no problem with the emails.
I don't want to say that for sure.
Okay.
There's been so much stuff said and not said.
I mean, please don't treat me like I am a baby. Don't treat me like I am mentally retarded. You know that something is that either that or he might say, "Hey, Loretta, remember, start counting all the people that died because me and my wife. So if you don't want to join that list, you better." And they don't have to talk about the investigation. Not at all. Why are these people insulting us, and why? No, that's not the question. Why do we take it? That's all we want to know. Why are we taking those insults? Why are we taking the mistreatment of all these people that think that they are better than us? Why?
Do you know that this plane that they met on was an other plane that was moved into a position hooked up to the power so that they could have air conditioning and all that? It wasn't her plane and it wasn't his plane. It was a secret plane that had been arranged just for the meeting. Right. So it wouldn't expose them by having met on one of the other's planes. So it was done in secret. I mean, come on, give me a break. It's unbelievable. If that was a Republican,
and I was told,
I'd be done, be finished.
I was told
impropriety.
I was told that he waited around for half an hour for her to arrive at the airport, so they can accidentally run into each other.
With a secret plane for the meeting, accidentally with a plane all set up, with the air conditioning running, and
And I think that's one of the reasons why her percentage went down. People are getting tired of being insulted. People are getting tired. I don't know when the Rasmus and Paul came.
Last night. I don't know. It would have been pretty
when
quick.
did they meet?
It would yesterday afternoon, okay. I guess. So that would have been a pretty quick result, but she's going to come down anyways because of all the other stuff. And then Trump's been having you know, a rally after rally, if that's what they are, speaking about his policies. And he's been having very, very good events. And she's having very, very bad events.
Well,
And
she's
then they
not
came
having
out,
any events.
well, they came out with a report.
All
The
she-
Democrats praised, well, that's it now, there's nothing there.
All
Nothing
she
there
got
other than the
is
fact that she's a liar, nothing there at all. Running for president, she's a goddamn liar.
all she got is Elizabeth Warren walking in the stage, grabbing the microphone and start
In the
talking
blue
bad
dress.
about Donald Trump hat.
Yeah,
Donald
right.
Trump hat. Don't even the ties that he bought out of the country. No, 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 no. The hat.
Yeah. That just goes to show they're very limited in what they can talk about. They have nothing they can talk about. They're grasping at straws. And it's only going to get worse. From now till November, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And Trump, with everything that happens in the world, all these events, the thing in Turkey the other day on top of the thing in Orlando, and they're just piling up now. They're piling up, and they're going to continue to pile up. And every time one of these comes up, Clinton's going to talk about grabbing the guns, as is Obama, and that we have to talk to these terrorists. You win wars with talk. You don't win them with guns and weapons. You talk to these people.
Yeah,
You
sure.
negotiate.
Yeah.
You
If
send in alerts to
If they
negotiate.
let you talk.
Well, it's going to be hard to talk without your head attached. I don't know how you. Doesn't your voice come from your lungs, so to
Yeah.
speak?
Yeah.
Don't you need something coming through your voice box? If your head's severed, I think you have a problem talking. Even a John Kerry might have problem talking.
You don't have any idea what they talked about yesterday in that
Oh,
meeting.
what are you talking about? I know everything.
Canadian, Mexico, and the United States. They kiss each other's butt.
Well, no, they talked about global warming, I think was number 2. What was the first thing? It makes no sense, so I can't remember what it was, but it was ridiculous.
They talk about immigration, but why did they talk about immigration? They want to have an open border. So what do you need immigration for? For the Russians, probably.
I think it was not even that. That's an important issue. They were totally non-important issues.
And I tell you one thing, I think whoever hired that interpreter, and they need to find another one, my friend, because nothing they said, she interpreted right. I know Spanish and I know English, and I think I know Canadian.
Oh, okay.
I think I know Canadian because they
You're
speak
bilingual. You're multilingual.
Yes. And I tell you, I was listening to them talk, not the interpreter. And that interpreter was wrong and everything she said. I don't understand. And then you got over here in Nevada, the hotel capital of the world. The hotel capital of the world is Las Vegas, the best city of them all. And these judges are going to the meeting in Hawaii.
Of course, the weather's better. You know the temperature here today is forecasted to be 100 something. You know what it is in Hawaii? Probably 78, 80 degrees. Where would you go at taxpayer expense?
Let me tell you,
It's a
if
joke.
they don't start respecting the public, if they don't start respecting the voters,
They never will. They're the elite. They're not just the workers for we the people. No, they are the kings. They're the elite. They're the earls and the establishment. They're the chosen ones.
they got a 30-year lease for that new building and for the Supreme Court.
Who are they leasing it from?
And I was some guy that.
What's his ties? That's got to be some kind of payoff. Why would they not build it? Why are they leasing it?
They leasing it the same way the Metro is leasing those 3 buildings over there for what, $5 million?
Right, well, who owns them? You have to follow the money.
Yeah, Mark 5.
And what's his ties? How's he getting paid off for what?
I don't know. He used to be Mark Fine. He used to, I think he used to be married to, I can't remember who. He ran for mayor, but that is not the. He was married to one of the Greenspan's girls.
Well, there you go. Why would a government lease a building when they can float a bond, what have you, they can get financing for the building? Why would they pay rent year in, year out, which is just like burning up money?
And I
And then
guess,
at the end of 30 years, you own nothing. You have zero.
and
You
I,
start over.
and now I just learned, then they can furnish the chamber. Oh, they was gonna have 3 chambers. Now they only have 2. I don't understand. Why did they go to the expense of the new building? They only gonna have 2 chambers, and they got 3 appellate court and how many?
7.
7. So that's 10. One chamber is for the visiting justice from Carson City.
Well, when you say chamber, what is your description of a chamber? What is that?
Where the judge sit, the office for the judge.
Just the office. So
Yeah.
wouldn't each justice have their own office?
I guess not. I haven't
Maybe-
been able to.
Maybe
Double
they're
check.
saying their description of a chamber is the court itself.
No, and then the guy who owned the building have the priority to furnish the building and the lobby. Lobby is up to the owner of the building. The chambers, they can furnish it themselves. So they don't even have a say so in the building. I don't know how much
It smells.
You know, I mean, it is sad.
Everything is corrupt. The entire government is corrupt, and especially Nevada has been corrupt for a long,
And
long
now
time.
it has to be the little nobody newspaper and the little nobody radio station, but the mainstream media keep their mouth shut. They got 2 offices over there. They got 2 offices. They got 3 people, 3 reporters in the courthouse, and no one come out with that. What is with us? What is with these people in this town? What is with the community? What is it?
The community, the people of the community have absolutely no say whatsoever because they elect these people, and then the people they elect goes off and do whatever they want to do. They get their envelopes, they make their side deals, they rent buildings, they lease buildings, they allow the leaseor to put the furniture in the lobby. They do all these
You
things,
know, I feel
which
like
are all
it's-
just tricks.
I feel like a second-class citizen.
Yeah, no, how about 3rd or 4th class? What do you mean 2nd class? We're way down the line.
I feel like a second-class citizen, and I'm not even born in this country. Why are these people that was born? They have the right to complain. They have the authority to ask questions. Why don't they do it?
The only place you have any power left at all is at the ballot box. And that's being
And where?
the ballot box.
Oh man,
And
you're
that's being
dreaming.
stolen away.
You're dreaming.
That's being stolen away election after election, like, a Harry Reid wins the last election by 5 or 7 points, and he was down by 5 or 7. The day of the election. How does he all of a sudden flip from 7 down to 7 up? How does that happen? It's called stealing the votes. It's called changing the votes from Angle to Reid. After a guy votes, it changes right there in the machine, changes. Automatic change. It's corruption. It's fixed. Just like the Democrat nomination process for the president. They have superdelegates. It's fixed.
And then I talked to somebody today, one of those people that you run into in the courthouse with a black suit and a black tie and a white shirt, and the uniform, you know. And now I understand why. Now I understand why Chief Judge Becker don't even answer my letter. Don't even answer my letter because he's retiring in January. Come on in. Jesus. Nobody, he don't, he's retiring in January. That's why he don't give a damn about what the people say, what the people do. It's not the, it's not the, they don't care. It's that just
He
they
wasn't up
don't.
for re-election.
No, he's retiring in January. I just find out today from the courthouse.
Well, why didn't someone run for his office?
Oh, I'm sure somebody's going to be appointed.
Oh, like
Somebody's
the
going to
old,
be appointed. It's the same
Zeta.
deal, the same bullshit, the same thing. It's like Justice Saida.
Well, he wasn't up for re-election, so nobody could run for his job anyways. So he would have had to retire if that was his game plan. So, okay. Well, that's,
So anyway, tell me something that you know that I don't know.
well, I just heard that, so that's kind of surprising.
Well, I'm always surprising you.
Yeah, I know, you're shocking me, not surprising. I mean, I just don't understand the way that this whole system is completely trashed. I mean, it is so trashed that it's just indescribable how things can happen, the way they're going in this world. Everything is completely opposite of what
Everything
makes
is a
sense.
game. Now everything is going to become. There's going to be 5 vacants. 5 vacants are going to be in next week, in next month, next year. Jesus.
In what, district court?
In all the courts. There's a judge that is ill, and I'm not going to mention names now because.
Okay, but he was not up for re-election. His term's not up, right?
No, they're not up until they all run for 6 years. They all run
Right,
now.
so none of these you're talking about are up.
No.
So they're all gonna be vacated because of either health or retiring, but none of their terms are up. So there's gonna be 5 other additional vacancies that we don't even know about?
Yeah.
Is that what you're
5
saying?
vacancies is gonna be.
And didn't we just have an election that was only concerned with 2? The Department 20 and one other department is all that was up for election.
They're coming in November. They're going in November.
Right, but there's only 2 that are up for election.
Yeah, 15 and 20.
Okay, so 15 and 20. Now you're saying
and
that
plus the Justice Court.
5 additional, are you including Justice Court in that?
Yes. Let me
Okay.
see. Obviously, Saida, Becker, Scan, and I think Michael Douglas is going to retire also, but that I put a call to him and
When is his term up?
2 years in 2018.
And he's gonna retire before.
Yeah, so he's not going to run anymore. I don't know.
Why are all these people retiring? There's a rumor about Sata that there's some controversy that's in the wind over there about her.
Like what?
Something about a construction defect, whatever. She warned somebody
But
that the
I don't
FBI
think
was gonna raid.
I don't think that is true. I don't think that is true. She met with the FBI 3 times already this year. I don't think.
Where there's smoke.
I don't.
Okay, Hillary.
I don't think nothing is happening over there.
Does she have a husband?
Yes, he used to
Did
be.
he meet with one of the FBI guys at a plane out
No,
of
there was no plane
the airport
parking.
today? No.
There was no plane parking in the backyard of the
okay.
courthouse. No, no plane.
Helicopter, anything at all?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing.
Limousine? No.
Her husband used to be the head of the Secret Service in Las Vegas.
Oh, but there wasn't any meeting.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all. I mean, and now all these appointees are going to be in the hands of the governor. You know, a
The
Democrat,
rhino,
yes,
the liberal governor.
the liberal, the rhino, the not good governor. He's going to set up all
Per Harry
those,
Reid's instructions.
yeah, you know, and now you want the people to trust the government. Why not you trust the government? Why don't you trust us? You know, you have to trust the government. We are honest. We are the government. What was this story a long time ago? Uh, we are the government, but we are here to help you. And what was that?
That was Reagan. What was it? The biggest lie ever told, or something like that. We're from the government, and we're here to help you. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
yeah, something like that. I don't
Right.
remember that part. I think I was too young for that.
Oh, okay.
You know, to remember that. But people, we need to open our eyes. We need to open our eyes, people, please. What do you want to do? You want to lose your country? We need to start doing something. I tell you, I never had that many compliments about an editorial like this editorial about all rise. I got people in Facebook asking me to post that. I think I did post it, but people wanted to so they can put them in their own. I don't know how that thing works. Their own book, their own whatever they put it in.
You have district court judges that are fundamentally stealing people's money to pay lawyers, stealing people's money, robbing them to pay lawyers. And you're supposed to all rise when these people enter the court? All rise for what? Do you rise when a bank robber walks into a bank? Does everybody have to stop filling out their deposit? All rise! I mean, here comes the bank robber? Or is it just all monitors
Say
that
that
are
again.
noticing
Say
that?
that again.
The bank monitor. I'm just a
Say
bank
that again.
monitor.
Oh yeah,
I'm
that's
just a bank monitor. And now they have a termite monitor on TV and ad. They're just there to inspect it for termites, but they're just a monitor. They don't do anything about it. And then a lady comes down the stairs and falls through the stairs. Ah, yep, there's a problem here. Okay, see you later. And then as he leaves, the door falls off the hinges. He's just a monitor. I'd like to know who monitors these courts. Why does everything that goes wrong in a court, when you have a flagrant theft going on that's against the Constitution of the United States and against a U.S. Supreme Court binding decision, why do you have to go through the procedure of going to the Supreme Court of Nevada and say, hey, this district court over here is stealing money? Like when Hernandez tried to steal California property and give it to litigants in Nevada, why did that have to go through the process and wait for over a year from the Supreme Court to say, hey, wait a minute, you can't do that. You can't control an out-of-state property. Is this not basic 101 of law? Why don't these judges know this? How did they get to be a judge? Don't you have some sort of a qualification to show that at least you know the fundamentals of law? I thought you had to be a lawyer. Maybe I'm answering my own question. If you have to be a lawyer having practiced law for X amount of years, maybe that's the problem. Because after you've been a lawyer for X amount of years, you can no longer think anymore because your common sense has disappeared. You have none left.
yeah, that's
And then that becomes a requirement to be a judge. So when you're starting out as a judge, you have no common sense left.
Oh,
So that's where the problem is. And then when you get to be an appellate court judge, they're all just old district court judges or past district court judges. So what kind of common sense do they have left? Their whole agenda is just to uphold the lower court's decision so their previous neighbors in the offices over there at the district courthouse are not insulted by making errors of judgment in the rulings that they make that the appellate court has to uphold the law and overturn them. They don't want to do that. They just want to protect the lower court judges. It's like the Judiciary Discipline Committee. What do? In 2014, they were so swamped that they had to ask for more money for funding because they were just buried with cases. And then in 2015, they made one ruling on one judge. That was it. That's how buried they were. They only made one decision, and that was to remove somebody, I think, that had already been convicted of a crime. And they were so swamped they had to have extra funding to be able to do that. Amazing. Truly amazing. Talk about a rubber stamp. How much does it cost for a rubber stamp these days? You can go down to Home Depot and you can get one made up for like $9, I think it is, if you're just going to rubber stamp everything. Denied, denied, denied. You know.
Say that again.
Denied, denied, denied. All rise, denied. I think we should start denying the all rise.
And then we go, Your Honor. Half of them don't
They
even
don't
know
have
how
any
to spell.
honor.
They don't know how to spell the word honor.
They don't have
it
any.
bothers me. It bothers me because, especially people like me, we come to this country with a completely wrong idea of what this country is. What is today, I think it was better when I came in. I really think it was better. It was.
Well, here's the point. It was better yesterday than it is today. We're going the wrong direction.
Well, that's because you are using the airplane deal now no, I'm not talking about that.
Every day it gets worse.
Yeah,
We're going in the wrong direction.
And then they complaining about Donald Trump. Everything Donald Trump has said is happening, people. Everything is happening.
He's been right 219 and he's been wrong none. Zero. 219 to 0. 100% correct on every single thing he said. Name one thing, not that the media is saying, because the media has everything he said is wrong, according to the media. Every single thing is wrong, which is a lie. So we know that everything he said is true. But knowing what you know and common sense, what has he ever said that's wrong? What has he ever said that's wrong? Legitimately. Name one thing. Name one thing that Obama's been right on.
Well, I tell you one thing he's wrong. When he told me that, when I called him and he said he was too busy, he cannot talk to me, to call him back the next day. And that was
Why was he wrong?
That was wrong because I called. He should take my call right away.
But you don't know what he was doing.
I don't know. Maybe he was in the bathroom. I'm just kidding. I didn't call him and he didn't tell me he cannot talk to me. I was just joking, but I believe that we need to open our eyes. We need to open our eyes.
Well, and if you can't open your eyes, here's a good thing to live by. This is an established fact that you should live by, okay? If you're one of these low information people, here's what you need to do. If you hear something from the mainstream media, you believe the opposite. And then you'll be getting yourself in shape because you'll be right for once. Don't believe anything the mainstream media says to you. Believe the opposite, and you'll be close to being right.
That's what it is.
You'll be close to being right. So that's a good thing for you all to follow. That's a good, the golden rule. Don't believe anything either a politician or the mainstream media says to you. And that includes both sides of the aisle. Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, any of these people, it doesn't matter. Both sides, if you're a politician, are disruptive, destructive people that will lie, cheat, and do anything at all that they can possibly do to maintain power. And they don't protect the constituents that elect them. They do nothing for them, nothing. It's all about the envelopes that they get once a month at lunch. They're in Washington, D.C. How much is in their envelope? That's what they run this country on. And if there were no more special interest out there, like Donald Trump's going to do away with them, then there's going to be no envelopes. And then what are these politicians going to do? They can't get a job because they don't have any qualifications for anything. Look at these people that were in the sit-in the other day. Titus and this guy, whatever his name is, that congressman, and talking about guns and this and that, when the Orlando thing had absolutely nothing to do about guns because this guy somehow was a licensed security guard for one of the biggest security companies in the country, or in the world for that matter, that is licensed to do business with the government. So what the hell does, how do you not have guns? Has nothing to do with it, nothing. They couldn't have picked a worse example to go after guns, but they always go after guns. That's their first knee-jerk reaction whenever there's a shooting anywhere, is to go after the guns.
Well, that's because the people assume then that's the way it should be.
The cartoon in yesterday's Las Vegas Tribune, I don't know if you read that newspaper or not, but the Las Vegas Tribune had a cartoon the other day. Did you happen to see it?
No.
Okay, well, they had a guy that had his window broken. I guess a rock came through his window, and he looked outside and he heard that the terrorists were coming. So he told the guy that was standing in the room with him, warn everybody, the tourists are coming.
The tourists?
The terrorists are coming. So this guy, I think his name was Paul, maybe Revere even, he got out and went on his horse, and he went charging down the street, yelling the warning to all the people. The terrorists are coming, disarm, disarm.
That's supposed to be a joke?
Well, yeah, the terrorists are coming and you want the people to disarm.
Yeah.
That's what Clinton's supporting.
Well, because you're supposed to love people. Remember in the old days?
If you love
people with a flower, love
the people in the Orlando club were all gays. Do you think they didn't love anybody? If they knew that they had to love that guy more, I'm sure they would have.
Yeah.
But they didn't get the opportunity because the guy killed them. So how do you love somebody when they kill you?
Remember when the hippies used to be in, what is it, the 60s?
60s, the flower children.
Yeah, the flower children. Love, brother.
Love, love, with all the flowers.
Yeah, that's what, who was that? The Hillary or Bernie?
Well, they Bill Ayers and people like that.
They both the same. Bill and, not Bill, but Bernie and Hillary. And I think that's why Bernie's still sticking around.
Wasn't Woodstock up there in his neighborhood? Where was Woodstock? That big love child gathering of the music and all that back in the 60s. That was in Woodstock, Vermont or Maine, someplace up there. And he was probably there. I'm sure he was. Hell, he was in his 20s or 30s or whatever when that was hit. He was still living at home. He lived at home till he was 40. Bernie. He was down there smoking grass in the basement, thinking about running for president.
And now he lives in the Senate. He's been there for 30 years.
Well, yeah, he went from the basement right to the mayor. I think he was mayor first.
Oh, really?
But I'm not sure that the mayor gets a house thrown in.
No.
In Burlington, Vermont, so he probably still lived in the basement, even though he was mayor. And then he ran for probably Congress or Senate or something. Maybe he ran for a state office first. I don't know. I don't know his history. That's the point. Nobody knows this guy. They know enough to stay away from him. They always did. And it's funny because this guy wasn't even a registered Democrat.
No, he is not.
And they put him up there.
Still not.
I know, and they put him up there as running for the Democrat nomination for president, and they did that just in hopes that they could make Hillary probably the worst candidate ever to be put up as a president nominee, the worst ever to make her look good, and she lost. If it wasn't for the superdelegates, Bernie would have won. He only lost by 300 delegates.
And I tell you one thing. I'm glad you mentioned that part, because the Republican Party always been an obstacle to the Republican candidates. That is, I've been saying that for the last 10 years, okay? I've been writing about that for the last 10, 12 years. I've been writing about the Republican Party is the biggest obstacle for the Republican candidate. If you are a good candidate, you don't get the support of the Republican Party. And I'm telling you people, This is what's happening right now. I think it was all his fault. The only one that is coming across is Michael Rubio. But this guy, Ryan, he is a dangerous to the party. Paul Ryan, right?
Oh, he rubber stamped everything that Obama wanted, and he ran for a re-election that he was going to defund this and defund that, and he got to
He
Washington
is
D.C., he got the
dangerous.
leadership and rubber
He's
stamped
dangerous.
everything.
If
Absolutely. He's
I,
a snake.
how much control a president has over the House, the Speaker of the House?
Well,
Can the president throw him out?
if the Speaker of the House is in the same party as the president's in control.
Oh, it is?
Well, sure. When Obama got elected, he controlled both houses and the presidency. So don't kid yourself and think that the Speaker or anybody has any control over the president. That's BS. The only time a Speaker of the House would have anything to say contrary to what the president wants is when he's in a different party.
And then you got a guy like Ted Cruz. He's the guy with the most delegates of all. And he's still holding those delegates. I don't know why those delegates are still letting Cruz control him. They can walk away, right?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
They do or they don't.
Well,
You're an American. You can't tell me. You have to show me where am I wrong.
well, how do you say they don't matter? You've asked a question. It's a difficult answer because
No, he controlled 200, I think, delegates.
Okay, so your question is,
Now,
can they walk away?
Can they walk away from
Where
Ted
are they going to
Cruz
walk to?
to Donald Trump?
He's already got more votes than he needs, so they can go to hell. He doesn't need those 200 people. So they walk if they want. Trump doesn't care. Where are they going to walk to? They have no power, is my point. Their candidate lost. So they're representing somebody.
This whatever they're gonna do now, and what do you call this thing?
The nomination process in
Yeah.
the Republican convention.
Yeah, the convention.
Trump
The
has
convention is gonna
Trump
be
has 1,200, has 14 or 1,500 delegates. He only needs 1,237. So he is the nominee. All this 1,500 delegates have to vote for Trump. Have to. On the first ballot, they have to. Now, if it went to a second ballot because he didn't have 1,237, which is not going to happen, so we're talking about air.
No, we don't need to confuse the people.
Yeah, no, we're talking about air.
No, he already got the vote that he needs.
He's going to be the nominee. So what does Cruz's delegates have to do with anything?
Oh, okay.
Nothing.
Well, I didn't know that, but I mean, how bad it looks. How bad it looks that a Republican who is
It
so
looks
far,
terrible.
you know.
Would the
look
Democrats do
look
that?
at the Paul Ryan, a Republican, the Speaker of the House, and he's still
Here's a good
debating.
example.
He's debating.
The
I said, what he's
Democrats-
gonna do? You damn stupid asshole.
The Democrats, for your contrast that you're trying to make, the Democrats, Bernie Sanders has 300 less delegates than Hillary Clinton. Hillary Clinton has 700 super delegates. That's the only reason she has more delegates, is because of the super delegates. And the super delegates are fixed delegates. They're not people that people voted for. So in essence, Bernie Sanders won the popular vote of the Democrat nominee process. He's the winner. The Democrats ignore that. The Republicans, Trump won, and the Republicans ignore that he won. So it's completely opposite.
Let me ask you something. Who created this delegate thing?
Debbie Wasserman Schultz.
It wasn't like that when I was younger.
Well, I think the delegates have been something that's been there for a long time.
Well, how long? 10 years, 20 years?
No, for a long, long time.
100 years?
Yeah, probably.
I don't think so.
Maybe 200.
I don't remember any of that stuff. I don't remember so many conventions and so many debates and so many anything.
Yeah.
I remember 2 elections. The primary election in the summer and
Well, you're right. The only reason caucuses came about was because states were trying to maneuver into the early bidding, if you will. So if you were the first primary state like New Hampshire is, Idaho tried to become the first primary state, and New Hampshire was going to sue them because you can't do that because that knocks New Hampshire out of spot number 1 and that makes New Hampshire
But
a
why
lot of
can't
money.
we all pay the same day?
Because of money. You have the states that at first are never going to give that up. They're never going to say have it all on the same day because there goes their money. People flood into New Hampshire when this process is going on. The hotels all fill up. The restaurants are all full. They make tons and tons of money. So they're not going to give that up and have.
So that's better than the future of the country.
It's all, yes, it's all money, of course. There's no contest there. It's all about the money.
No, I don't think it's about the money.
It's
I
absolutely
think it's about control. They confuse people, they manipulate people, and that's why people need to stop that bullshit and go back to the way it used to
The
be.
only way you're going to get that done is a grassroots, huge organization that comes from the bottom up and takes control of this government. The people, like the Tea Party started to do, until the two established parties destroyed them with false premises, like all the Tea Party people are racist, or this or that, were all lies. They were all lies. And that's what the mainstream media does. You wait, Rush Limbaugh, your buddy, 99.8% right, was talking today, that you wait until Trump gets elected and watch what the Democrats do. They will do everything possible to prevent Trump from being sworn in. He's saying they're gonna go to fucking nuclear war to prevent him from ever getting the Democrats.
And the Republicans.
Probably some of them will join in.
Yeah.
I'm sure, because he threatens them too. So they're all gonna join in to prevent Trump from ever getting sworn in. So what's gonna happen? That'll be the end of the parties. I say, bring it on. Because I think Trump's strong enough to say, you know what? You've now proven my point that the parties are worthless. So goodbye. We no longer need the parties. I'm running as a candidate. I got elected. I am the president. Like that old Michael Douglas film. You know, I am the president of the United States. That'll be the speech of the day.
That would be good.
Yeah, and the parties, the Democrat and Republicans,
what was the
American president. What else?
The American
The
president.
American president.
I'm gonna see if I can find that movie.
Don Rumsfeld or whatever his name was the candidate on the other side. Don Rumsfeld, whatever, so running for. I am the president.
I am the president. Oh
yeah.
My God, that was a very emotional.
Oh, it was movie. Great. The best part of the whole movie.
Yes. Everybody went crazy inside that.
Yeah, what's his name? The little, his little henchman over there. Now the reporter, the spinmeister. What's his name? Well, anyways, I don't know these people's names, but that was a great movie. All over a girlfriend. He had a girlfriend, the president's girlfriend.
Yeah, she was a reporter, right? No, she was a
lobbyist.
A lobbyist.
Yeah. And now you got Bill
That was
Clinton.
his wife. That was his wife in the real life.
Oh no.
Who was she?
Oh, I'm terrible on names. I pay no attention to Hollywood. I'm lucky I know Michael Douglas's name. The only reason I do
because
he used to be on the streets of San Francisco with Carl Malden, who's the only other actor I know besides Michael's father, Kirk. You know, how do you not know Kirk Douglas with a chin? The only reason I know him is because of the chin. He has a cave at his chin. So those are the only people I know in Hollywood.
I remember that show, The Street of San Francisco.
Yeah, Mike Malden.
He
was also the thief in the movie The Hotel. If you remember, way back then with Robert
Douglas?
Taylor. The thief. Carl Malden was a house thief in the hotel. He was going around breaking into rooms, stealing jewelry and stuff.
What movie?
The Hotel. Hotel. It wasn't The Hotel. It was Hotel.
Oh.
An old movie back in the 50s or so.
Oh,
Robert Taylor.
Before
your time. Yeah.
That's before my time.
Okay, but it was a great movie. Carl Malden.
He died, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember that lady's name that played the role of the girlfriend of
Bennis? Something Bennis?
No, I don't remember. I'm not even going to try.
Yeah, I think her name was Bennis or something.
But she reminded me of a little bit about his real wife.
The one now,
Yeah,
Catherine, whatever her name is.
yeah, she is a dynamite looking girl. You know? I don't know. She gotta be up there in age too, right?
Well, she's older than, I don't know how she compares.
She's older than him? No.
I don't know how she compares with Melanie Trump, but I'd say
no,
Trump's a little younger, I would guess.
Oh yes.
But I would say
Melania, no matter.
Trump and Michael Douglas are probably almost the same age. Trump's pushing 70 this month, I think. He'll be 70.
Huh.
He may be 70 today. His birthday, I think, might be the end of June. Today's the end of June.
Huh.
So he might have turned 70. Which used to be, you know, getting up there for a president. How old was Reagan when he got elected?
I don't know. He was pretty much up there.
He was in his 70s.
You know, he wasn't a John Kennedy or any of those.
No, and then when he got out of office, I think he was 80-ish. And he probably had signs of Alzheimer's, you know, a year or so before he got out, maybe. But it doesn't matter because he was an actor and he played the script that they gave him.
Yeah.
You know, he acted like a president because they gave him a script and he just followed the part. That's what made him a good president. He wasn't political per se, you know. I know he was the governor of California, but
no, he got his own
different.
He got his own personality. He got his own mind.
He was never disrupted. Politicians, they end up losing their whole self. They become nothing but a puppet for somebody. Reagan didn't do that. He was always an actor, so he always played the part. He played the part of governor, and then he played the part as president. It's just a script that he got. That's why he stayed untouched.
You know,
and that's why Trump's a reality TV star.
Let's go back.
He's just going to play a script.
Let's go back to reality, my friend.
Okay.
Let's go back to reality because this movie stuff is not going to solve our problem. What we need to do in this 4th of July is very simple. Forget about the barbecue, forget about the hot dog, the hamburger, forget about getting drunk and start making our mind that we need to fix this country. We need to take the country back. We need to do something that we can be proud of. You know, this is not, believe me, I come from a country that supposedly was under a dictatorship until Castro took over, and now we are in a country that is a third country.
Well, it's certainly going that way.
We need to forget about the anything else but the country. We need to do something that it can bring our country back because we are in a bad shape. We are very, very bad. These people are insulting us. These people are mistreating us mentally, physically, integrity, and everything. They are treating us worse than those people was treating the slaves in the old days. Okay, some of those people didn't treat the slaves that bad, you know, but that's another story. I don't want to upset the black community now because it's not my intention to hurt anybody's feelings. What we need to do is we need to hurt these politicians' feelings. We need to make them upset enough so they can get tired of us and quit the stupid job.
They'll never quit. We have to wipe them out. They're like the cockroach terrorists that we're up against. We have to kill them. We have to kill them.
Yeah.
It's the only way you have to exterminate them. We have to exterminate the Clintons from any part of society. We have to run them out of Dodge. That's the only way you're going to get rid of these people. Otherwise, they're going to be sticking around, and Bill Clinton's going to be setting up secret meetings on the Tamarack in the other planes and secretively talking about things that, you know, if he went to Washington, D.C. to stroll into Lynch's office that set up a meeting, they wouldn't have taken his meeting. It would be impossible. But he sets up this clandestine little affair on a runway in another plane. It was 108 degrees outside. You know how hot a plane.
Oh, but they have air conditioning in the plane.
But they had to take the plane. They had to plug it in. That was just an extra plane that was lying around. And Clinton arranged to have it rolled out to where they could meet in it, and they had to plug the plane into the charger so they could turn on the air conditioning. It was all set up as a meeting place.
Of course.
There you go. What else do you need to know? That was
I
a clandestine meeting.
I need to know what did they talk in that meeting.
Well, you can suppose what they talked about, and you'd be
See,
pretty
I
accurate.
told the guy that moved the plane, I told him, let me know when you're gonna move the plane so I can put my tape recorder over there. But this stupid guy, he gotta be a Cuban. He has to be a Cuban. He didn't let me record the conversation, you know? Where was it anyway? Where was it?
Arizona.
In Arizona?
So it was probably an illegal immigrant that was working for the Clintons to start with. So they rolled up a plane. They made sure there weren't any recordings in there. Yes, it was in Phoenix, I believe. She was there going to try to take over the sheriff's department because of Joe Arpaio, who the Democrats hate. So Lynch is there trying to take over his authority.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's what it was?
Yeah. She's taken over the Arizona Police Department.
Oh, the police department?
Well, the sheriff's office. I'm sorry, the sheriff's office. Because they don't like Arpaio, because Arpaio supports Trump.
Yeah, but Arpaio has the whole sheriff department backing him.
Yeah, of course, because he's right.
I don't think he can take care. I don't think she can take care.
Arpaio and Larry Klayman were the two people that put this lawsuit together that won in Texas over the immigration policy where Obama was going to play king and wipe it out. And that's the policy that just got upheld in the Supreme Court. So the Fifth Circuit in Texas was upheld, and that was a result of Joe Arpaio and Larry Klayman's lawsuit.
Well,
because 20 states joined that particular lawsuit. Arizona and Texas were two of them.
People, listen to this poor little Cuban representative talking with a nasty accent. Listen to me, because I don't want anything else but the best for this country. And stop what you're doing and start getting involved. And stop what you're doing and help to take your country back, because that's what we need to do. These people are abusing you. These people are insulting you. These people are mistreating you. These people disrespecting you, and you should not be taking that easy. So remember what I'm saying.
Brits just took their country back. Yesterday, last night, the Filipino Trump got sworn in. He was the mayor over there in the Philippines somewhere in Manila. Now he's the president of the country. He got sworn in last night. The Filipino Trump, everybody's calling him. And he did his acceptance speech in pure English. Just as good speaking English as anybody. And he said it all in English. That's the Filipino Trump. So Philippines took their country back, Britain took their country back. Now it's time for us to take our country back. Yep.
My name is Rolando, and I stand behind I stand by every word I said in this radio show today. And in the eve, well, not the eve, but in the days before the anniversary of the birthday of this country, I am begging you to do something for your country. Thank you for listening. God bless you. God bless America. God bless our troops. Because without our troops, we are nothing.